consideration, we've decided not to move forward. I think I need some compensation.
Your candidates are people and deserve to be treated as such.
I literally just left because I saw the questions and I thought, nah, man, I can't do this.
4 rounds of interviews, meeting part of the on-site team. Sorry, thank you so much for your time.
They decided to go with someone else who had more experience.
Playing with you, 13 interviews. And at the end of it, they rejected me with an automated email.
Confidence, I don't need batteries to didn't get the job. I'm very sad.
The worst interview experience I've ever had to this date was last year. I interviewed with a company, a financial institution, and they had me do, I'm not even playing with you, 13 interviews. And at the end of it, they rejected me with an automated email. The automated email that you get when you apply and you're rejected at the first fucking step. Not like a personal communication for the fact that I met over 10 people on this team. I had a tour of the company and the office. And again, 13 interviews. It was horrific. That to me was the most, that was humiliating. It was. That was a humiliation ritual, true and true. And I sent them an email because I was livid. 4 months of interviewing for that? Don't play with me. And so this is the email that I wrote. Man. Good morning, so and so and so. When I say your company, that's the company's name. I said it in there. I hope the week has been kind to you all. For the last 15 years of my professional career, I've been fortunate to be involved in the kinds of roles that have expanded my skill set and extended my capacity. I focus the bulk of my time in the diversity and inclusion space, which has taught me 2 important lessons: the importance of having hard conversations with compassion and the skill behind advocacy. Diversity and inclusion to me have always been about the ability to see people for who they are and meet them there. In order to be able to do this for other people, I've had to learn to do this for myself. I cannot understate how much I did enjoy meeting members of the team. I've always been a people person and relished in understanding what makes a company work and what makes a company special, which to me always starts with people. This is why when I look back at my interview process with your company, I am disheartened that my associations aren't so fond. In order to understand where this is coming from, I will include the timeline and bullet points below. I urge you to read that for context. From my first official call on March 21st, I've met 10 people and have had over 10 conversations.
You know what's crazy? And I have to say this because it's true. You know what they hear? Why didn't you give me the job? In a professional tone. That's what they hear because people don't really do this. But let me let it continue.
For this role. To receive an automated email message included below after all of the conversations, meetings, and interviews was incredibly impersonal at best. To have been emailing and receiving no clarity and or no response feels like professional cruelty from negligence. This is in such stark contrast to the quality of conversations I was able to have with your team. I was told after my April 17th interview with such and such that we were discussing final steps, which now in hindsight I can see was very far from the truth. Being in finance myself and being a recruiter, I understand that sometimes not all processes are clear. This role being brought in-house did prepare me to know that there might be some kinks in the process, but I pride myself on adaptability and as well as being an understanding person. I do feel like my understanding was taken advantage of, and ultimately that resulted in a less than great candidate experience. My role as a diversity recruiting sourcer at blank was to mitigate this kind of oversight, to communicate with candidates even in the face of uncertainty when it comes to roles or next steps. My role as a diversity talent attraction specialist is to focus on the candidate experience from the top of the funnel, find ways to represent who we are as a company, and build a network from that. I felt as a candidate, I was proactive in reaching out and being open to feedback. It saddens me to learn that this is not a reciprocated value for your company. I would not want anyone to go through this kind of process just to receive an automated email, which I know is a checkbox from the ATS, applicant tracking system. Your candidates are people and deserve to be treated as such. I hope you are able to be better aligned on your goals for your searches prior to launching them and commit to communicating even when it's hard so that other candidates don't have to experience this kind of dehumanization from the recruitment process. Sincerely, Maite. And then I wrote the timeline, which I'm going to try and share with you in the most condensed version ever. Or not even condensed, just speed run through it. March 15th, I had my original call. The lady did not show at the last minute while I was on the call, and it was rescheduled. March 21st, the rescheduled call happened. April 4th, I had an interview with the second person that I'm meeting from this company. April 8th, I had an interview with the third person I was meeting from this company. April 17th, I had an in-person interview with the fourth person. April 23rd, I received an email from my recruiter talking about setting up a call to discuss final steps. April 26th, I had a group interview with 2 different people. May 7th, I had another interview with another person. May 9th, I had a second interview with the first person that I had interviewed with following my recruiter. That same day, my recruiter called me to talk about compensation. That was May 9th. May 20th, I received an email regarding an assessment to complete. May 22nd, there was an in-person interview with 2 people and a tour and a lunch with 2 other people. May 29th, I got a call about internal misalignment and that they were going to get back to me, but that my candidacy was strong and that they felt confident in my ability to adapt in whatever kind of direction. Perfectly. They were trying to get me answers. That was May 29th. And she's like, we're going to take a couple of weeks. Some of our people are out of office, so I'll get back to you in a couple of weeks. Cool. I can understand. June 21st, I email for another update. I don't hear back until June 24th. She said she's going to get back to me in 2 days, which means June 26th. I respond back, thanking her for getting back to me, looking forward to connecting. July 5th, I have to email again, asking for another update because I didn't hear back on June 26th. And I email.
I'm going to pause it right there, right? Because it's going to be hard for you. I know it's been hard already. This is probably, what she said, 13 rounds or 3 rounds for her. Yeah, it's going to be hard. And I have to tell you something. From the way you're going about it, from the way you're explaining it right now, I know you're angry, but calm it down, right? Because you said it in a very professional tone. I know you're more educated. You're angry. I can still see it. I see the anger on you. Tone it down a notch. Because what's going to happen, I say it all the time. Every video I do like this, they're going to see. You do know that when you apply, a lot of times they have new systems set up to where they see your digital footprint. So they're going to see you. Like, for instance, if I had to get a job, I already know I'm cooked. Like, they're going to see everything. That's why I do freelancing, right? And a lot of you ladies should get into that because you kind of control your own destiny with that. But let's continue.
Interviewing, and I still got rejected. I had been interviewing with this particular company that I will not name for a manager level individual contributor role for about 8 weeks. Every week I had interviews. When it came to the final week, they actually flew me up to their headquarters, covering all the expenses. I met with members of the team. I met with 2 VPs at the company, and the interviews went exceptionally well. Honey, I came in, I had already prayed, so I was not worried, but I felt powerful in my pink dress. I had my pearls on. I walked in there, I was ready to seal the deal. So the interviews go well. They said, well, you will hear back. We're going to make a decision by the end of next week. I got an email yesterday, and they decided to go with someone else who had more experience. It hurt, but I'm human.
You know, what you ladies have to understand as well, when you go for a job interview, a lot of times they give the interview to someone that's there. A lot of those job offers are internal, right? I remember working for corporate, every job interview they put up, someone that worked there got it. I would say it all the time. They put a job interview up, they had a person in mind already. A lot of times they already know who they're selecting, but they have to go through due process and put up the interview because it wouldn't be fair to everyone else. So yes, they already know. Sometimes they have an open position, or sometimes you can be working for the company and go and apply for that, and you'll get considered because you're working there already. A lot of times those jobs are fulfilled by people that already work there. So you have to understand, don't have hard feelings. Keep trying. I see ladies keep going, and not get selected to get selected. You have to keep going. I know it's hard, but from the attitudes, when you show the attitudes like the last lady, you got to think, what are they seeing also on your social media footprint? They're seeing those attitudes. You didn't show attitude, but the last lady, it was written all over your face.
4 rounds of interviews, 2.5, 3 weeks time, meeting part of the on-site team, touring the space, only for them to be like, sorry, like, thank you so much for your time. We're gonna go with somebody else. Very humbling experience. It's like, I'm not even mad. It's just frustrating when you feel like you invested so much time and energy into something and you genuinely felt aligned with an opportunity, the company values, like that aligned, the team, you felt like you could see yourself working with them. Everything just felt right in your soul. But it didn't work out that way. And it's like, if you pick somebody that was more qualified than me, so be it. That's fine. I'm qualified, but I understand that there are people who have more experience than me. But you also could have seen that on my resume. Like, you saw that they had more experience than me on my resume. I understand that just because you have more.
I got to pause it right there, right? Because someone can have more experience than you and not nail the interview, or not nail the second step, or not nail the third step. The people that are getting hired are going to either they're there or they're going through the same thing you were going through. They're much better. I'm looking at what you can improve right now, right? I'm looking at what the second lady can improve right now. I'm looking at what the first lady can improve right now, right? I'm looking at your face. It's not aesthetic. Seriously, you coming in overweight. Do you know people that are in corporate, a lot of times they're fit. So could you imagine you going up to get a job, looking overweight? I can see the over, that you're carrying some extra pounds in your face. So I'm thinking, if I'm an interviewer, right? I'm dedicated. I believe in fitness. And you come in and I'm seeing it all over you like, wait a minute. This lady is not dedicated to exercise. Some people may see that as a problem. Because while I did sales all my life, you have to, how can I say, get some stress relief off. Sales is very rewarding, but still, there's a lot of downtimes where you have months where things just are not all that good. But you still have more good than bad. But the people that have continuous bad months, sales is not for you, right? But people see this. The second lady, first lady, what do you see? Wait. Some things you can fix.
Experience doesn't mean you're still a perfect fit for a role, hence rounds of interviews. And it's like, it's a culture fit, it's a personality fit, it's a skills fit. There's a lot that goes into it, obviously. But it's still just like, damn, how could I have felt so confident in something and really envision myself in that space only for it to not work out? And like, yeah, that's life. It happens. But it's so frustrating because I've been looking for jobs for like over 6 months now. And there have been a couple promising ones, so I thought, and it just doesn't work out. And so, cruel world. It's a cruel world. It can be very frustrating. So if you're in this boat, you're not alone. I resonate with you. But I have to remind myself that the opportunities and experiences that are meant for me will not pass me. And rejection is simply redirection. So, yeah, I just had to put that out there because I kind of was spiraling for a little bit and felt like I was questioning my own, not worth necessarily, but I guess my own gut instinct a little bit. But yeah, this is all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan. It's all gonna work out still. Even though it's hard to believe that sometimes, I know to my core that the job that's meant for me will find me. And it's just around the corner. So we got this.
What a way to stay positive. But I will say this, it's not just our people, it's all people. The whole job market is struggling. And if there's anybody out there that's watching me right now that may be struggling, I've made it since 2013, working online, hiring people to work for me, right? Also, while moving over to the Philippines and other countries, right now in Malaysia, right? And I've lived this life by doing what I want to do. Pretty much, I work on my own schedule. A lot of people want to live their life. A lot of people want to escape the matrix. I can show you how. Definitely be sure to book a consultation with me, and I can show you step to step how to do everything. And it's wild because with the power of AI now, you can use that to work online, and I teach that. So definitely reach out to me, and it's very inexpensive. It's cheaper than the college education. Either you pay thousands for college or pay me like around $100, right? You'll be all right with the $100 than paying for college. It's wild because I tell guys all the time when I have my consultations, right? You pay me $100 or you pay me, $50 or you pay me something small and you got more information than what people are going to college for. And guys go, yeah, I sure did. But yeah, reach out to me.
Job after 5 interviews, and here are some moments when I realized the saxophones were getting louder. Well, one, I had to sign a confidentiality agreement, so I'm going to keep it really cute. Number 2, I was made aware that there would be 3 rounds of interviews, but technically there were about 5. A pre-screen, 3 panel interviews, and then a one-on-one.
She said she had to sign a confidentiality agreement, but she's still talking about it. That's why I had to cut it off, because I just want to let you know, if you signed that agreement and you're talking about it, when other people are going to hire you, say you go to the second, third round of interviews, because I'm not saying you ladies aren't qualified, but watching this, you just said why you're not qualified. You're the red flag. And so with me saying that, I'm going to skip right past this interview. Whatever you're saying, I'm going to skip past it. Why? Because you just said that you're the problem. They show it clear as day. I just signed a confidentiality agreement, but I'm going to speak on it, and someone else is going to pull my digital footprint and say, why are you speaking on this when you signed a confidentiality agreement? Guys, like, this stuff, I don't got nothing to say.
So I didn't get the job. I'm very sad. But we'll see what else is in store. For me, I'm gonna keep trying, obviously, I'm gonna keep going. My feelings are mad hurry honestly. Are on the bus right now, but I'm unstoppable. I'm a Persia with no brakes. I'm invincible. Yeah, I win every single game. I'm so confident. I don't need batteries to play.
I think after going through 3 sets of interviews and a writing prompt, somebody should get some compensation for that. I mean, For you to just send me an email and be like, after careful consideration, you couldn't have been careful like in the first interview or the second interview. But after careful consideration, we've decided not to move forward. I think I need some compensation for 3 sets of interviews, 1 phone call, 1 virtual meeting with 1 person, and then a panel meeting, and then a writing prompt. And then you just send me this 1 to 2 sentence response that you carefully decided that you're not moving forward. I get that. But I should get something, I just feel so gypped, like my time is wasted. They should do something about that, because that ain't right.
No. It's wild because they should take it as respect. They showed you the respect, or they were considering you. And if they weren't considering you, that's respect. To have 3 sets of interviews with you, they're taking you into consideration. You always have to think, I'm 1 step closer, even if you're on your 1,000th interview. It's painful, but that's why you put things in place. Certain songs came out for a reason. I gotta say the certain songs because you see the lady was saying, I'm responsible, I don't need batteries today. You know what songs they had back in the days? Save it for a rainy day. You gotta. Now, songs like that was more hitting than I'm responsible. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries. Like, Save It for a Rainy Day is the song you should be singing. Why? Because it's all in the song. Save it for a rainy day. These are the rainy days. And you ladies should have savings for it. I'm sure you were young, right? Working jobs, save. Like you should be stacking savings, but I'll say this. A lot of Americans don't have any savings. I'll be honest with you. I didn't really start saving until I escaped the matrix. Why? Because it's so hard to save there. I understand. Something always comes up, but you have to save something. Start small. You can shoebox save it. What am I talking about? Say if a guy's a hustler, right? Say like before I used to sell CDs, while I was working, sell DVDs, I sold it all, right? So when I was doing that, when you have shoebox money, right? Say you get $20 from the CDs, you put it in the shoebox. Or you could be smart and put it in a bank. I did both, right? You keep stocking it. It's like being a drug dealer, right? Before you know it, you have 1,000 in the shoebox. Before you know it, you got 10,000 in the shoebox. Before you know it, you got money for a car because you saved for a rainy day. Message.
Making these interviews and assessments harder than it is, because why did I just actually just leave? Like, I literally just left because I saw the questions and I thought, nah, man, I can't do this.
Wow, asking
Like,
a fraction.
there was no point of me even trying. I looked through all the questions. I thought, can I do that one? Can I do that one? Couldn't do any of them. And I'm just thinking, like, why are they making it harder than it is? Why am I seeing these questions for a pensions assistant? Why can't I use Google? Why can't I use...
What? Hold up. She had fraction questions. You should understand fractions. That's basic math. For a pensions assistant, you're going to be handling pensions. You have to be good with numbers. You can't make this stuff up. Why did you go for a pensions assistant? That's like an accountant, but not an accountant. You're probably not getting paid like one, but you may be working for an accountant of some sort. A pensions assistant? And you don't understand fractions? I think the thing says 0 out of 1,000. Wait, I gotta run it back. Hold on, I gotta see this.
And I'm just thinking, like, why are they making it harder than it is? Why am I seeing these questions for a pensions assistant? Why can't I use Google? Why can't I use all the questions? And I thought, nah, man, I can't do this.
Hold up. What is 7 out of 1,095 of? Oh yeah. I wouldn't know that either. Pensions started at, this is in UK, 8,000 per year, and then about 1.03 increases this. Well, with that kind of math, right? Or a pensions assistant, you have to be good at math. And like my son, that's what I think about, right? My son, he understands basic math, but he excels. I think he's in honors calculus or something like that. Like, and he's getting 90s. He would understand this stuff. I don't, right? That's why I wouldn't go for a pensions assistant job. I wouldn't. And I'm gonna skip past this video because you see the error in what they're saying. She's probably on a round of an interview, right? And she doesn't want to complete it because she sees I can't do this. And this is exactly what you have to do in that job.
Worst rejection of my life. I've had so many rejections. Like by now, I'd say I've developed a thick skin for rejection. So I didn't expect this one to penetrate so bad. And why it's penetrated and why I'm so pained about it is that I got through first stage interview, second stage interview, third stage interview. I got a tour of the office complex. I met senior executive and it literally seems like I've gotten the job. I could see myself in the role. I was just expecting an offer letter and they said send me your right to work document, and the moment I sent my right to work document and I was on a skilled worker visa, I got rejected. And the rejection
What she said?
email is not a feedback as to why we can't hire. They
Hold on,
said
what?
send me your right to work document,
Right to
and
work.
the moment I sent my right to work document and I was on a skilled worker visa, I
You was only skilled worker visa,
got
okay.
rejected. And the rejection email is not a feedback as to why we can't hire you. It's like, oh, you did amazing, we love you, blah 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 blah. So there was no reason given as to why they can't hire me.
You're only a skilled worker. That's why you didn't get hired. Say if you were, you know, you didn't have that type of visa. If you had a resident visa, you would have got hired. Or a temporary resident visa, you probably would have got hired. Skilled worker, they weren't hearing it. That's why. You know why you didn't get hired.
Once we get to the interview, because I'm good with talking. I don't know, y'all. It's something about answering questions that I feel like I do well in the moment. But now thinking about it, I have a speech impediment. I get nervous easily. I get unconfident during the questioning process. I feel like I stumble across my words. I think I say a lot. And it's just like, what do we do in those situations, y'all? Like it's hard to put it in words, y'all. It's like I feel like I'm doing well. I feel like I'm answering the questions, but the way I answer them might not come off right because I have a professional resume. I have a really good background, y'all. 17 years of experience, 2 college degrees. Like, who wouldn't want little old me? Like, I'm convinced it's during the interview, y'all. I bomb every interview, even though it feels like I'm not bombing it. And then I go look and it's just like, what? Like one of the other jobs I did that stood out to me, I was the only one dressed up. I was the only one with the resume. And I feel like I did well.
I gotta stop it right there. That's the problem. You know what I think you should do? I think you should get help. They actually have even apps out there. Even AI will teach you these things. It will help you speak better for an interview. I need to actually take one of those courses too, right? Because we all should have it. We all should be able to carry a conversation without saying, it's a habit I still have as well. And I'm in my old age, I need to correct that. And nobody's too good for correction. Work on yourself because you're going to keep bombing interviews unless you do. See, lucky for me, I don't have to go for a job interview. And I think more people should figure out how to get out of that. Like, say, for instance, if I have a job interview, the people usually want me already. Like, I show guys when I do consultations, I show guys, I have like 10 people trying to contact me to hire me right now, right? So it's wild because you see what's happening in the job market. People are trying to contact me to hire me. I can show it. It's amazing.
So the last round of interviews for any job, I just feel like you should leave with something if you don't get the job. Like, refer me to another company that is hiring for the same position. Like, maybe give me, $3,000 for my time. Just something. I just feel like if I'm this good of a candidate that I've gotten to the final rounds, but you weren't able to pick me, like, now I have to restart, find a new job that tries to align with things that I want, and have to go through the whole process all over again when I've already been determined that I'm a quality employee, quality candidate, at least for the type of role that I'm applying for. So I don't know, something's gotta give, because it's just so sad to see like my friends get to the final rounds of interview processes and then just get bumped right back to the beginning of the whole process.
I gotta get the before I lose my life. I ain't never been hit this many times in my career.
Just say y'all don't want employees. When I tell y'all these folks, you'll be either overqualified or underqualified. But if you're overqualified, why not hire them anyway? I just want to know, just put on Indeed, not hiring. Not looking for people that want to work, because y'all are so picky and choosy, and y'all can fill the whole job description. Tell you this, I got denied yesterday for all the jobs that I applied for, like literally from the same company. They denied me, and I'm like, I got 2 degrees, I got certifications. What the y'all want? And like, y'all, I could get another certification if I wanted to. I can go and grab that, like go and get it just because. But my thing is, what do y'all want from people? And y'all, I'm not gonna lie to you, your girl applied to be a foster care specialist because
I gotta pause it right there. They want experience, and I show people that are in other countries who are messing up the job market, and I explained it in all my consultations. My finger is really on the pulse for this. Like, I show Indian guys that are based in India that have 3,000 jobs completed, experience. I show people out of Argentina that have 2,000 jobs completed, experience. I even show Filipinas that have a lot of jobs completed, experience. A lot of you ladies need to work on your online resume. For instance, what are you doing outside of just working? That's what they want to see, right? Because if I go and apply for a job, they're going to say, whoa, this guy, he's worked online, he's worked in person, he's worked here, he's worked there. They're going to see, oh, wow, this guy, experience, right? And that's when they start beating down your door. But until then, we're going to have this issue. You got to work on yourselves. And I already see the issue with how she talks. Like, so then you make it to the interview and then they hear you speaking crazy. But yeah, guys, thank y'all for watching, right? I just have to touch on these things. Why do I touch on them? Because I understand what's going on. I don't just talk about these things. I see what's happening. And if you want to know more about that, definitely book a consultation. Or if you're struggling to get out of the job market, I can help with that because I've done it. But yeah, y'all, thank y'all for watching. Be sure to subscribe, guys. It definitely goes a long way. But other than that, peace out. See you next video.
The Iceman is coming!
Winter is here.